Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 205 Live Matters experience. I'm kidding. Welcome to 205 Live Matters. I'm just a simple man and current wrestling predictions champion of No DQ, and my name is Noah Foster. And welcome, of course, once again to 205 Live Matters. You are here with us tonight. We are basically your 205 Live commentary of No DQ. I have with me the Indy Queen Cindy G and the family man, the Holiday Chris Mace. Cindy, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me again, y'all. That's right. Man, yep. Shakeups. Boy.
Yeah,
that was pretty interesting.
Crazy 3 days, to say the least.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Chris, how are you, sir?
Doing good. Yep, that shakeup was interesting, but like I said, we'll discuss that more a little bit later, my thoughts on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure we're all going to have thoughts, but I feel like we're mostly going to be pretty positive and mostly analytical here and not really be negative because I'm sure someone else is going to be, but I'm sure they'll take care of that on their show. With that, Let's just get right into it. So tonight was episode 125, I believe, that occurred from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And instead of the usual shtick with Drake Maverick introducing us to tonight's show and tonight's event, or a video package introducing what led to the night's events, it was actually the Cruiserweight champion himself, Tony Nese, introducing us to the show tonight, recapping not only his tremendous accomplishment at WrestleMania, which was poorly showcased in my opinion,
Amen.
but also the incredible true Cruiserweight title match they had last week on 205 Live that was basically a send-off for somebody, which we're going to get into shortly. And then he talked about how now he's looking forward, and it's a new era, and I'm ready to be a fighting champion and compete against the best on the most competitive brand, whether it's Kalisto, whether it's Akira Tozawa, whether it's Drew Gulak, my personal favorite, or better, 205 Live, or whether it's someone brand new. He's ready to see who's ready to step up. And with that, we go right into the show, introduced by our commentary team of Vic Joseph, Nigel McGuinness, and Aiden English. Glad to see he's still on board. I thought for his commentary position was only going to be through WrestleMania season. I guess he's there long term. I'm okay with it.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah, me too. One of the better three-man commentary teams. Then again, there's only two real three-man commentary teams in WWE, but I digress.
Yep.
And in addition to those three, this time we had the general manager himself, who does this on a rare occasion, Drake Maverick, also on commentary, basically talking about the direction of 205 Live. And also, he didn't expect Tony Nese to pull it off. But he also talked about all four men as we get our opener for the night, a fatal four-way match between a member of the Lucha House Party, Grand Metalik, and of course the Lucha House Party. They introduced us to 205 Live. They have Penelope, they have the Noisemakers. They don't hate those things. Arya Davari, Akira Tozawa, and Mike Kanellis, of course, accompanied by one of your favorites, Cindy, Maria Kanellis. So let me get Chris' thoughts first. Chris, your thoughts on this fatal four-way match?
Oh, this was an interesting match. I thought it was very interesting how it started. It started off pretty interesting. Then, it was just, to me, it was a pretty good match. I just loved the ending sequence. I think the ending sequence was great. Tozawa missing. Mike Kanellis trying his finish, and Grand Metalik hitting the elbow. Mike Kanellis moves, and then Davari comes in there and pretty much throws Mike Kanellis out and steals the win. Like I said, it makes me wonder, who are we trying to build up for a challenger for Tony Nese? Are we trying to build Davari? I thought they might have been trying.
I think you froze. Uh-oh. Difficulties. Hey. All right.
He still froze. Uh-oh.
You're froze.
Did I?
Well, I got his audio. We all heard that clearly. Apologies, folks.
Is it my end? Shouldn't be my end.
It's weird because, Cindy, you're moving to my end. I'm moving from y'all's end. You can see me. And Chris, you're just frozen on my end. But I heard your audio just fine. So
me too.
Okay, that was odd. Again, apologies, folks. Skype, video conferencing, it's not the most user-friendly. I could go into a whole technical spiel for you because it's part of my major at college, but I'm not going to do that.
Yep.
Great thoughts, though, Chris. Why you'd see what's going on maybe with your camera, because I don't know exactly what going on. Cindy, your thoughts on this Fatal 4-Way match?
It is a pretty good opening of the match so far. I thought I was expecting just a well-deserving competitor.
What the hell is going on?
If I could, if I could switch the opponents, it could be either I will have to switch one. It's Lindsay Dorado with Drew Gulak. But I know he's just, preparing for a match, which we're going to mention it, in quite a few minutes, y'all. Anyway, so all four of them did an amazing job. Arya Daivari did improve a little bit more than we all expected to be, but the only person that outshined the most would have to be Mike Kanellis, of course, by default, by doing it by himself. Good. And Chris is not first anymore, by the way, y'all. Anyway, to the miracle of the power of love, of course, because I have to mention about Mike Kanellis, and then, yeah. Anyway, so far, you see Maria's trying to be like a cheerleader to Mike Kanellis, and she tried her best to distract some of the competitor, especially that one moment from
How is it doing that?
Arya Daivari and Mike Kanellis. Yeah. I thought they're gonna team up, but no, it's just Arya and Daivari kind of backstab and all that. So overall, it's a pretty good match. I wasn't even happy of the ending, of course, because I thought I was gonna expect Mike Kanellis to be the one that's gonna pin Tozawa, but nope, it's just Arya and Daivari, and it's what the heck? So I don't know what's going to happen for that next. I know Arya and Daivari is one for the number one contendership spot. All I know he's the brother of Sean Daivari, who used to be in WWE as well.
I think he is now, isn't he? Didn't they rehire him like a writer or creative?
I think he's a producer, but don't quote me on that.
Right. I have to look that
and
up.
Chris Mace is back.
Yes. So,
sorry to power blank for a second in there, so it reset the Wi-Fi.
It's all right. I've already had severe weather bypass my city. Thankfully, I came out unscathed. Thank you, Jesus. Anyway, yeah, you both gave very compelling, interesting thoughts to this match. And Drake Maverick, he, of course, gave his analysis on all four men, talking about how, and this was key to me, Arya Daivari, he has yet to be beaten in 2019, and everything he does, it's nothing personal, it's just business. And as far as Mike Kanellis, now, Aiden English talks about how the previous victory Mike Kanellis got has an asterisk by it, thanks to the assistance of the lovely Maria Kanellis. And basically, Drake's saying, if that's where he wants his legacy to be, so be it. Doesn't mean it's correct. But again, it goes back to that point. It's all about wins. He got to win regardless. And then, of course, Drake Maverick is also putting over the fact that change is in the air, and he admires Mike Kanellis' passion. And that's why he wanted to jump the gun and do this. So it will be interesting to see whether or not this builds towards the number one contender, or is this just like a flexing process okay, who wants this more? It was a good opening contest. I mean, you immediately got the pieces taught about, okay, who's going to face who's the heels, who's the faces. As Arya Daivari, Mike Kanellis, they were immediately taken out. And then we basically got Metalik and Arya Daivari. They were duking it out.
Oh, shit. I say Lindsay Dorado. That was a botch on my end. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's been a long day because we've been watching a lot of wrestling today, which is Wednesday, y'all. So I still got to refresh sometime.
I still have NXT UK to watch, and trust me, I don't know how I keep up with it every week. So I know where it's coming from. Folks, we all just love wrestling. Simple as that. Go with it.
Exactly.
There you go.
All right. So where was I? Yeah, and then Akira, he runs into a wicked clothesline by Arya Daivari. There was a springboard drop kick by Grand Metalik. There was octopus broken up with dual kicks by Arya Daivari and Mike Kanellis, which started to form an alliance, it seems, between the two, until there was a miscue between Mike Kanellis and Arya Daivari, where Mike basically kicked the head off freaking Daivari, who then got, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? They got into an argument. He's like, okay, fine, go back into the ring. And then he ends up getting power bombed for his troubles. Daivari just yelling into his freaking face. Basically, after that, it comes down to Daivari and Akira. There's the whole kick, slide through, suplex attempt, and then we get a Shining Wizard. And then all the men just go flying over the place. We get a missile drop kick, then Metalik with the moonsault, and then we get a frog splash by Daivari into a cover. That was a crazy sequence. Metalik, he goes over the top rope, and gets a Rana from the apron on freaking Davari that runs right into Mike Kanellis, and then Akira Tozawa goes for his suicide headbutt dive, hits Grand Metalik with it. All four men just run all over the place here. Eventually, though, we get the callback. Mike and Akira, they're duking it out, chopping each other, saying, come on, come on. Then I get one of my favorite spots when Akira unleashes his inner Bushido, takes out his mouth guard, slams it down, yells, and fake out jabs Mike Kanellis. I was laughing at that. I love that move. And then following this, we get exchange of boots, we get a suplex, but callback. Akira actually makes it to the top of the turnbuckle, but still gets distracted by Maria. So what has happened? Mike, he capitalizes, but Akira, he eventually gets the top rope senton pulled off, but, yep, he eats the knees again. That move just takes too long to build. Sure, it's a great finisher, but it just takes too long. It leaves you so vulnerable and open. And then following this, we get Mike almost getting the win until Grand Metalik comes into play. He notices it, though. Very smart ring awareness. Removes himself from the cover. Grand Metalik kicks the elbow on Akira. Then Mike goes back into the cover. Maria excited. And then who comes back behind? Aria Davari comes back in, throws on Mike, and gets 1, 2, 3, the KG opportunist. And I even tweeted about this. I feel like this match is definitely an advantage for an opportunist. I see an opportunist winning. I did not call Akira winning it, though. I really thought it was going to be Mike. Akira comes still undefeated, gets the victory. Incredible start in this so-called new era led by Tony Nese. But whether or not that means he is going to face him now for the championship, come Money in the Bank, which is less than a month away now, or whether or not he's going to be in a qualifier match maybe, because we all know how things work much differently when it comes to that title and who gets to go for it on 205 Live. But, hey, good for Aria. They're finally the top credible heel.
Yep.
Or for the spot in the pay-per-view, too.
True.
Yeah.
It better not be on the fucking kickoff show. What I digress. You knew that was going to come up some point during this.
We knew the glasses were coming off some.
Yeah.
Look, if the glasses don't come off, then I'm not me. Simple as that.
Amen.
All right. Yeah. So following this, we get Oni backstage. Well, not really backstage, but yeah, a little bit of a promo somewhere in the back area, talking about how ever since the Cruiserweight division was reborn 3 years ago, Cedric has been the anchor for good and bad. However, everything must come to an end. And I said I want to be that leader, so I need to beat him. For if I don't beat him, I'm not worthy. This was very interesting to me, considering how I thought he was like, Oni rules or a freaking heel after the whole my jacket thing that really initiated this rematch happening. But this was more about like a passing the torch and a retrospective of respect. Same thing from Cedric, who basically rebuttals that point. I've now been drafted to Raw. But the fact remains the same. This is all about building my legacy. Because that's all I have. Even after I leave here, I have the legacy of my pride, blood, tears, sweat, and soul in 205 Live. I've helped build this brand brick by brick. And one day, Oni, I said that you may lead it. You think it's going to be tonight? Well, I hope you're right. So come at me. Give me everything you got, because I'm not going down without a fight. So this was a very interesting match build to me, because, again, this was our main event for the night, as we really look at this not as heel versus face, but literally a passing of the torch. Cindy, what were your thoughts on both these men's promos?
Both of them did a killer job with the promo. I feel that this is just going to be one of the final feud between these two, even though it was a short-run feud, because we all know Cedric got called up to Monday Night Raw. I feel that this is going to be like who's going to be the one that's going to win this match for how it's going to end. And for me, I was pretty much all looking forward to how these guys are going to deliver, especially the fact that it's going to be Cedric's final match out on 205 Live. And from the looks of the promos, I was thinking Cedric's going to win. But we're going to get into that during the match in just a moment. But overall, it was pretty good. I actually enjoy it. And by the way, I wanted to digress real quick. 205 Live was reborn last year, okay? After WrestleMania. Yeah. But I digressed, right, y'all?
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, 205 Live was really born from the Cruiserweight Classic under one inauguration that God is gone. And then it was reinvented under another inauguration through another man's vision that understands wrestling. Gee, I wonder who that could be, Triple H. And basically since then, we finally got to see what 205 Live can truly be. I'm fucking my head like Dr. Seuss tonight. Anyway, Chris, your thoughts on both these men's promos?
Like I said, I thought it was interesting. Like I said, Lorcan was pretty damn serious. He wants to be the man. He wants to be the leader of 205 Live. He knows that Cedric's going to Raw. He wants to get that win from him. Like I said, that semifinal match was a damn good match they had. The first time, like I said, it took Cedric pulling them tights to end up winning that match. But like I said, I digress on that one. So in Cedric's interview, pretty much saying he knows he's leaving and everything, but it's he wants a challenge. He said he's going to fight to the end. So I was getting really interested and hyped for the match.
Well, speaking of which, let's go right into it. Now, of course, you all know me. I mean, like I said, I feel like I'm the freaking Vic Joseph here, the play-by-play guy, and asking both of y'all's retrospectives. Cindy, as a supporter of Mike, who's a heel, you feel more like Nigel McGuinness to me. And then, Chris, with your analytical analysis on the emotion, what these guys mean, you feel a lot more like Ian English to me. So,
without the singing.
Yeah. Cindy,
I'm not singing.
I think without the singing, okay.
No. There's no singing here. There's no super chat that can make that happen if this was ever to go live. And I'm not planning to do this live anytime soon with my current schedule, folks.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, I'm all thrown off. Chris, give me your thoughts and key moments you took away from this match.
Oh my God, I thought this was better than the first match they had. I thought this was a really intense match. Lorcan was dominating early. Cedric was making his comebacks. Like I said, Lorcan he was a man on a mission. He was going to beat Cedric. He was a man on the mission. And like I said, when he hit that half and half when he hit that half and half the first time, it was like, oh shit, because Cedric looked like he was hurt. And he threw him back in the ring, hit that lariat, he hit the half and half again. He was determined. He was going to get that win. He got that win. He earned that damn win. And respect afterwards, him extending his hand out to Cedric, pretty much giving Cedric the ring after the match, after they shook hands, giving the ring to say his goodbyes to everybody. I said, that was a class act. That was a damn good match.
Well put. Cindy, your stance on this match?
I feel this match was pretty good, and especially the fact that the key moment is, of course, Orderly Looking did the half and half outside of the ring. I believe it's the second or third time because both guys were like doing a lot of pinfalls and near falls during the match. And I honestly feel that I thought this will be the match of the night, but I feel like their match during the semifinals for the number one contendership for the Cruiserweight title was a bit better than Cedric's final match. Yes. Overall, I was pretty surprised that Orderly did beat Cedric because I thought it's going to be Cedric's going to pin Orderly so that way they could send off as a farewell to Cedric and thank you because he is quote unquote the soul of 205 Live, right. And how he started out is with the Cruiserweight Classic. So, it was a good moment. However, I know I'm going to be very nitpicky, just like Virtue and Aaron Riff did stated on the NXT TakeOver, as what Aaron Riff stated during the NXT TakeOver New York review video, that the only thing that can nitpicking is sportsmanship. Like, there was a lot of sportsmanship going on with, after the match. Matt Riddle and Velveteen Dream did shake hands, sign of sportsmanship, War Raiders versus Ricochet and Aleister Black sportsmanship, and then now you have Cedric Alexander and Orly Lorcan, of course, sportsmanship. And as what Orly did, shake hands, and I think they also hug him or whatever, and then walk up, and then you have Cedric, standing, and then everybody, saying, thank you, Cedric, and that's when it off the air. I honestly feel that I would feel that Cedric should have a farewell speech to everyone saying thank you, because that would be a very proper setup for Cedric to say how he's very grateful to be part of 205 Live, because he was the OG since the Cruiserweight Classic, and now
Mm-hmm.
I feel that they should have sent him off in like a little bit of a high note right now, but you know what? It is what it is. I know there's some people like still watch 205 Live. There's some that has like mixed opinions about it, and you know I can understand where they're coming from. Everybody has their own different tastes, of
Yeah.
course.
Right.
But you know, overall, it was a good match, and again, a little bit of mixed feelings about like how they're sending off Cedric Alexander for his final 205 Live appearance.
Well, also
Okay.
something too you got to think about too. When people back in the day, back in the early days in the '80s and early '90s, when they leave a territory, you know, you got to think about it like this. It's like they're leaving. He's leaving 205 Live. He's leaving one brand to go to another brand. So most 99% of the time, they normally on their way out put the next star that's going to be there over. So to me, it means that he was passing the torch more to Lorcan. Going back, if you go back to old school days, when somebody's leaving one territory to go to another one, they normally put the person over as they're leaving. They put the people that they have put them over for, and then they end up leaving. That's what they normally do. So I see it from that point. That's how I felt that ended, was he was putting Lorcan over, you know, giving him the respect, pretty much saying like, you know, you're the future of this brand. Here you go. Now it's balls in your court. Now let's see what you can do and lead it.
Exactly, but the only thing that was unexpected, like for the future run, is what's going to be next for Orly Lorca. If he's still going to continue being the heel of 205 Live, or hell, maybe a baby face.
Yeah, you gotta imagine that the Superstar Shakeup really shook, I felt, the Superstar build of each man up, as well as the storyline, because going in before the Shakeup, it was obvious to me one was heel, one was face. Now, truth be told, maybe this was the same motive, as Oni wants to try and be the next guy to carry 205 Live into the future. He also probably partly still blames Alexander for causing his dream of going to WrestleMania to challenge for the Cruiserweight title, which obviously is only Logan's ultimate goal since he's now on 205 Live. But before I get more into that, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this match. So you're right, there was a bit of a filling out process, each man trying to wrestle out one another. And then we basically get our first spot that one man assumed control is when basically on an exchange, Oni grabbed the rope. Cedric, he did like a huge jump in the air, but Oni saw that coming. What did he do? He went in and just chopped the daylights out of freaking Cedric Alexander. This match was pretty much chops and drop kicks, and reverse bear hugs. But I mean, there was a sick drop kick combination by Cedric Alexander, but Cedric was slowly capitalized due to all the chops that were wearing away at his chest caused by Oni Lorcan. Oni, of course, working on his chest, his back, and basically from that, both men are just exchanging chops. There's a suicide dive denied, as basically it looked like he either went too high or Oni kind of saw it coming, because it looked like Cedric was about to fly over Oni. But I don't know, maybe Oni bent down, but it looked like he pushed him into the barricades, and Oni capitalized on this and pushed him in the LED board.
That's what you did.
Yeah, sent back into the ring for a cover, and then we got like a reverse bear hug, which I thought was interesting. And then he basically sent him over his knee, and then once again, quick follow-up attempt, cover. Again, only Lorcan, he says he adapts to anybody's style. That's what he's about. It felt like to me he had a slightly different look too, physically, but I'm just saying. But yeah, he goes back into the bear hug, and then we get a single leg drop kick from Cedric. Very unique. I don't know whether or not that's just due to the damage only caused on his one leg, or whether he may have tweaked something. But basically, yeah, wicked single drop kick to the back of Oni's head. I don't know if that applied more pressure or not, as Nigel McGuinness was referring to. And then basically Cedric, he amps up from here. We get kip up, skip, the spinning back elbow strike, and then a springboard flatliner into a cover, one of Cedric's signatures. That's still not enough. Then we get a chop exchange, high angle, this Noku driver. Shades of what he did back in Super Showdown with Buddy Murphy.
Yep.
Same result, though. Both men kick out of it, and he seems shocked. Following this, we get an attempt for his finisher, the lumbar check. Only, of course, with the experience he has with him, he blocks it. And then we get a uppercut to the spine. That was nasty. Cedric Alexander going for the neuralizer and getting a wicked uppercut to the spine by Oni Lorcan. That was very unique to me. I did not see that coming. And then Oni follows through with a blockbuster, running uppercut combo into a cover. Still not enough. Basically from there, first half and half attempt, like you said, from the top rope to try and be definitive. Nope. Cedric fights that off, and then we get a chop block to the back of Cedric's legs. powerbomb combination to the cover, and then immediately into the single leg crab. At one point, it looked like Cedric's going to tap. Nope. He's crawling, stretching, reaches out for the ropes, makes it to the ropes. Following this, we get more chops, then another half and half attempt. Nope. Then both men, they end up on the apron, and both men just wailing into each other. Both men exchanging chops to the point he did the classic grab you by the chin and open palm strike you in the face and upper chest. But Cedric then gave him a receipt of doing the same thing back to him and then booting him in the face, only to get, like you said, Chris, a half and half on the apron to the floor. Only quick to capitalize, doesn't go into a cover. He immediately does another half and half in the ring. And unlike the semifinals of the Cruiserweight WWE Contenders Tournament, only wins 1, 2, 3. Now, going back, Cindy, to what you were saying, the way I see it is this. How soon did Cedric realize he was going to Monday Night Raw? Did Triple H tell him? Did someone in the back tell him? Was he actually a first candidate to go to Monday Night Raw? We always consider the fact 205 Live matters. This shows awareness for 205 Live. They're taking two of the best from 205 Live and putting one on each of their respective top two brands. If this didn't happen, I feel like Cedric Alexander would have gone over in this because it would still show he's still on 205 Live and it would continue the storyline between him and Only Lorcan. But I feel like it was a proper send-off and a nice passing of the torch, and we'll see now how Oni, who I feel at this point is now going to be built as a credible face. Because it looks like to me, Ari Daivari is going to be your leading heel. So if I were to estimate where 205 Live goes from here, it's probably going to build around Ari Daivari and Only Lorcan going after Tony Nese. So that's my thoughts on that. And then, Vic Joseph says, it's been an honor calling the age of Alexander. You're right. He got the ring to himself. Both men, they shook hands. I didn't necessarily see hugs. I saw only thank you. You're still the man. You got this.
A little bit.
Changed words. We have no idea what they said. And then Oni, he leaves the ring on mutual respect. Some interesting points commentary did bring up, though, as they were talking about and also thinking of Cedric Alexander. Aiden English, he felt like that this won't be the last time we see Cedric if he would have won, because that means he probably would have gone after the title, because I'm sure he wants to finish that unfinished business he has with Tony Nese, who beat him and kicked out of his lumbar check. So there is that dynamic where it would have been interesting if Cedric Alexander did win. And then, of course, they also brought up how Cedric's been the foundation of 205 Live since the Cruiserweight Classic, since his match with Ibushi, which I did recently just rewatch. Damn that match.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But the bottom line, I feel like this was pretty much the best enough you could have. And why he did not give like a farewell speech, there was an exclusive where he did go backstage. He was embraced by his former 205 Live compadres and Roman Reigns.
The big dog.
Yep. Now on SmackDown Live.
Remember,
he's on Raw, so he's not going to deal with Roman. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with Cedric Alexander on Monday Night Raw. All the best to him and his continued legacy. And congrats to Oni. Oh, and one more thing. I definitely, like you said, briefly brought this up. We didn't overlook it. We might finally begin the combination of Humberto Carrillo versus Drew Gulak.
Yep.
Gallagher are going to be on commentary. Jack Gallagher going to be watching from the sidelines. He's going to be backstage watching from an awkward TV angle. Why the fuck do they do that? That still annoys me. It's one of those dumb freaking niches nobody does that still annoys me. Anyway, is Jack Gallagher turning face? Is this going to be the culmination between Carrillo and Gulak? Is Gulak going to go over? Is Carrillo going to go over? There's a lot of interesting dynamics where this story can go. So it'll be interesting to see what we get out of that next week. And literally, that's all we know to expect from next week. But, again, like you said, anything can happen. 205 Live, the rules are different there. But I thought this was a pretty decent episode as far as Shakeup goes, because while we didn't get a new face, we did get a shakeup as far as who's going to lead 205 Live potentially as much as Cedric did. Might be Oni, might be Daivari. But right now, Tony Nese is front running. So yeah, I thought that was a very interesting episode. But if I were to review it, I mean, you got two matches. They're building up Ari Daivari as a credible heel. I don't know what to really expect out of the Oni thing, because I'm sure this wasn't the original plan. And we got a little bit of an idea what to expect next week. Again, building more talent. I think this episode's a 3.75 out of 5 for me. Cindy, what about you?
It is a pretty good episode, 205 Live, but For the opening of the match, I was kind of like semi not feeling it at first, but then it started to pick up a bit. But then at the end, where Daivari did pin Akira Tozawa, of course, that kind of threw me off completely. And then with Cedric's final match, I expected a little bit better than what he had his match against Orny Lorcan during the semifinals, and how it gives like a send off to the ending. Based on that and both the promos, I'm giving it a 3 3/4.
Okay. Chris, how would you grade this week's episode of 205 Live?
I actually liked the opening match as it got towards the end of it. Like I said, it got more interesting. The main event, like I said, in my opinion, I liked this match better than I did their first matchup in the semifinals. I thought, like I said, I thought the right person won. I thought even before they announced Cedric was going to Raw, I was hoping Lorcan won this and they could continue the feud. But I think this is probably the end of the feud, so I'm gonna give it a 4 because I like the way the match ended.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and I kind of, like I said, the whole half and half spot, it makes sense considering in the semifinals, Cedric Alexander kicked out of a normal half and half in the ring. So what did it only do to make sure he actually won here? 2 of them. A wicked one first on the apron, and then the classic one in the ring. It solidified the fact that this move can finish you, but it also kind of solidified the fact that only Lorcan, he can lead. So yeah, I thought it was a decent episode, and of course, looking forward to next week. With that, I think we'll take a different approach to Simple Stances this week because, in my opinion, the Cruiserweights, they not only collided as we saw last night, they showcased and they are now being known and invaded. So why don't we start off with our thoughts on the Superstar Shakeup? So now we know that 205 Live has been affected by a Superstar Shakeup. They did say that all brands could be affected. We now have 2 of the top front runners of 205 Live on the main roster, 1 on each brand respectively. We have Cedric Alexander on Monday Night Raw and Buddy Murphy coming to SmackDown.
Yes.
Now, the approach that both men took as far as their build, I mean, they literally just showed a graphic on Monday Night Raw, so I don't know what to really estimate from that. But Buddy Murphy actually gave a brief promo introducing us to him and introducing the fact he's coming to SmackDown Live. So, in my opinion, I feel like it's already building Buddy Murphy more than Cedric Alexander because we're actually hearing from the guy. Truth be told, the Veil Pirates kind of showcased some of Cedric's moveset, but we already know what Buddy and Cedric are capable of thanks to Super Showdown and those that do watch 205 Live. So
And Survivor Series.
Yes, and Survivor Series. And it wouldn't surprise me if these two meet up again in Survivor Series if they do the whole brand versus brand thing. I just hope it goes a lot better than last year, and I'm not going to get into that. 6-1! But anyway, Chris, what are your thoughts on these two being called up to the main roster? And what do you expect them to do with either one? Who do you see basically having the most potential and the better run?
I thought it was interesting they put Cedric Alexander on Raw and they put Buddy Murphy on SmackDown. I would have honestly had Cedric Alexander go to SmackDown as well, just because of the fact I feel like he's going to get lost in the shuffle on Raw. I see Buddy Murphy having more success on SmackDown than I see Cedric Alexander on Raw. Just they have 3 hours of Raw and they have more time, and Cedric Alexander can get in there, but what are they going to do with him? I have no confidence on Raw, them doing anything of any importance with anybody. I don't have the confidence. Unless you're a main star, I don't have any confidence in Raw doing right by him. But SmackDown, like I said, they were building Ali. I hate that we gave him one damn name, but they were building Ali up before he got injured.
Oh my God.
Before he got injured, and then, like I said, he's getting back up there. They were doing good with him. So I see SmackDown being the perfect brand for these guys on 205 Live to get on SmackDown. I think that'd be the better choice for him, but we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. My aggravation is this shakeup. We got to talk about all these brands are affected, but who did 205 Live get? They lost 2 of their biggest stars they had. Who did 205 Live get? I didn't see anybody come from Raw or SmackDown 205 Live, did y'all?
Not yet, but if there's
not yet.
If there's one thing I know, the first week of the shakeup is not necessarily the only week you see change, and social media can bring you anything. As we learned after SmackDown Live went off the air, I'm going to give this honestly at least 2 more weeks to fully solidify what's happening between all the brands, because I still see things changing in NXT, NXT UK, and 205 Live, and that's just my honest opinion. Before I go into that more, and I think that's a good idea as our second topic. Cindy, what are your thoughts on Buddy and Cedric's move up, and who do you see having the better run?
Let me go ahead and get a long sip of my tea.
Here we go,
Uh-oh.
folks. This is what I enjoy.
Okay, y'all. So I was thinking it over after the announcement of Cedric Alexander going to Raw and Buddy Murphy going to SmackDown. One thing they have in common, they both had a match at a pay-per-view that's in the main card. Mostly Buddy Murphy because he had a match at Super Showdown and a match at Survivor Series, which, by the way, I was there live, y'all.
Lucky.
But I digress. Yeah. Anyway, I feel that, like, with these guys, like, having their Cruiserweight title match on a main card at a pay-per-view, there was something a little bit up with that. But that was just, like, one of my crazy theories. I was thinking it over after the announcement. Was like, okay, so if there's going to be, like, a well-deserving Cruiserweight star that's going to have a match on the main card, that means is it going to be a possible call-up for next year? But to quote Aaron Riff, highly unlikely in all likelihood, to say at least. However, with that being said, Cedric Alexander going to Monday Night Raw, yeah, it is a kind of like a double-edged sword type of moment because y'all know what's going on with Monday Night Raw. Everybody's going to be like losing in the shuffle, creative is lacking, and et cetera, and et cetera. And I don't know what's going to be in for Cedric Alexander. And plus, the only thing that is missing is they don't have a mid-card title. Since now Finn Balor is on SmackDown Live and he's the current Intercontinental Champion, and there was no announcement about Samoa Joe, he's going to be possibly going to Raw with his United States title or stay on SmackDown, which I'm for the merging of the title, by the way, but that's going to be a different subject, y'all. With that being said, Cedric is definitely going to be losing in the shuffle, and I'm just hoping and praying to the God he better not have a feud with Bobby Lashley because, Bobby Lashley is still with Leo Rush. And,
Lord.
we haven't seen Leo Rush in 205 Live as well, but it doesn't even say that if he's still in 205 Live or he's going to see on Monday Night Raw. I just don't want to see that feud. Or hell, Cedric aligning with Titus O'Neil for all I don't care about. And then have like a rivalry feud between... That's gonna happen. No. I'm sorry. No. My crazy theory is gonna be out of the wind, and I have to agree with you, Chris. Yes, Cedric is gonna be losing in the shuffle. And regarding with Buddy Murphy, because of the promo, I feel that he's definitely gonna have some sort of a push. But they're gonna give him some type of an enhancement match with some of the local independent wrestling competitors. And then building up to a feud with one of the mid-carder and then have a title opportunity. I can see that happening for that. However, and I hate to say this, I feel WWE is going to drop the name Buddy Murphy once again, just like in NXT where he was teaming up with Wesley Blake and they dropped their first name to just Blake and Murphy. That's it. So I could possibly see that happening, which to me, it's I don't even care anymore about it because I know they're going to be dropping people's name or hell, even changing people's name, which I'm so against name changing.
Yes.
It is like Apollo Creed.
Yeah. With that being said, I do have faith for both guys. I know they're going to do well despite the whole creative in WWE, but this is just the beginning of the Superstar Shakeup. And also, one of our new DQ Galaxy members, Christopher Willis, and I did have a discussion about what's going to be next with 205 Live, and he pointed out that the only Cruiserweight wrestlers that's going to deliver and they better push their hardest, Orly Lorcan, Humberto Carrillo, Mike Kanellis, Arian Daivari, Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, especially when he's a Cruiserweight champ. And this is for my opinion because he is the veteran in WWE, Brian Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick, but I don't blame you
there. I just want everybody to step up and show what 205 Live is all about. And I'm glad they got the recognition for the main roster. And who knows, maybe next year for the Superstar Shakeup, maybe one of those guys may be getting called up to the main roster. It's kind of like passing a torch to when you come from NXT, to then 205 Live, and then now to the main roster, and this is it. And for that, and I'm very proud of Buddy Murphy with his accomplishment, what he's done. He started in NXT and then moved to 205 Live because he almost got released from WWE.
Correct.
Now he's in the main roster. But the time would tell if Buddy Murphy will get like a title shot like within the next couple months or so. But all I can say is we're going to have to wait and see.
Well put. Yeah, I agree with you both on, I feel like Buddy Murphy got the better end here because, again, SmackDown Live, they actually give you more wrestling and showcase more wrestlers, despite not all of them, versus Monday Night Raw, who really just kind of throws stuff together. Stuff gets lost in the shuffle, and if you're NXT or, you know, something that Vince is unaware of, out of touch, old prick. Basically, get lost in the shuffle. I am not wrong by that. The dude needs to freaking retire, damn it. Oh, he's a billionaire. Fuck you and your dollar sign.
Okay.
Anyway.
He didn't take the glasses off for that one.
Well, it's more a visual rant versus just, you know, pure anger. I only take my glasses off on pure anger. Like two men that got renamed and repackaged. But anyway,
don't remind me.
Different topic. I'll leave that to the elite of No DQ, even though we're going to watch AEW. Anyway. Sorry, off topic. Anyway, yeah, Cedric Alexander, you pointed out some horrible worst-case scenarios, and I can honestly see them doing either of those because when it comes to people like Cedric and Monday Night Raw, doesn't work so well with them. Henson Point, Apollo Crews and Braun Strowman. We all saw what happened there. That's all I'm going to say about that because, again, I'm going to leave Braun SmackDown Live ranting to the professionals. But anyway,
and Felicia Fox is back on Monday Night Raw, then running into Cedric.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, Lord.
Oh. Yeah,
continue, Noah. Sorry.
I mean, no. You're on point. You're bringing up history, and yeah, as far as we know, Alicia Fox is still on Raw and in WWE, even though she's been MIA for who knows how long. But anyway, yeah, Buddy Murphy, I can see him actually getting like an Intercontinental title match because they did do Mustafa Ali. Yes, I respect the full name versus Finn Balor. That was really great way to welcome Finn Balor, who is the Intercontinental Champion. I obviously feel like they're going to recall to Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali as well on SmackDown Live. So that'll be a great rekindling for both men. As far as Buddy Murphy taking on enhancement talent, I don't see them doing that with him. I don't think they're going to do that like they did with Andrade Cien Almas. I see him literally being like inserted in the mid-card immediately, not even a tag team. So it'll be interesting to see what he's brought up based on what else we saw this week. Which, to sum it up, basically, I'm thinking Buddy Murphy got the better stick, will be treated better. Cedric, good luck. Even though SmackDown Live is now the home of a certain superstar that everybody thinks is going to bury everybody because of the agenda. I'm hoping for something different, and I'll leave it at that. Stay tuned, folks, for the No DQ review. I'm sure they'll go over this a lot more. Anyway, moving on, let's talk about the other events that involve the Cruiserweights this week, starting with NXT. Well, I'm going to keep this short because I'm not going to steal their thunder. Guys, be sure you go check out Their Match Wrestling, and this week's What's NXT, it's sure to be something epic. But let's give our first thoughts on Buddy Murphy versus Velveteen Dream. That was built back at WrestleMania from just a backstage promo about, hey, buddy, where's your gold? And next thing you know, the two had a match. Now, obviously, we're not going to go too far in depth because that is the General, Jerry Slaughter, and Stephanie's territory.
That's right.
Let's give our brief thoughts on it, starting with you, Cindy. What were your thoughts on Buddy Murphy versus Velveteen Dream?
Holy crap, that was one hell of a match. And you can see that there has been a lot of intense energy going on with both guys, especially Buddy Murphy's hard dedication to trying to get that North American title against Velveteen Dream. Like I said, he started out in NXT, and he wanted to end a note in NXT. But I wanted to say this, they actually show the graphics, say SmackDown, Buddy Murphy, but not to Kairi Sane. But that's going to be a different review when Stephen and Jerry's going to cover that. But I'm just saying it in my perspective, in my interesting. So
well, makes sense, you know.
That was one hell of a match, and both guys did showcase it. In like that, I feel that this is going to be probably one of the matches definitely going to happen in the main roster next year if Velveteen Dream will get called up soon. But this is like one of a preview what everybody's going to expect, but also a rekindle memory about Buddy Murphy's single competition, even though he didn't have like not a good singles run, but just tag team wise. And he
Well,
came
I
a
mean,
long way.
he
Yeah.
did have that match with Kota Ibushi. That was pretty epic. I do
Yep.
remember that. And the crowd respects Buddy Murphy because they remember his former run, and they also respect, because, NXT, they respect 205 Live. Go figure. But anyway, let's not spend too much time on that. Different territory. Chris,
Yes.
your brief thoughts on Buddy Murphy versus Velveteen Dream.
All I'm pretty much gonna say is, oh my fucking god, that was a damn good match. Without spoiling anything, that's Stephon and Jerry's thing there. But like I said, that was a damn good match. Like I just love the fact that the NXT crowd, like I said, they respect 205 Live. They remember who Buddy Murphy is. They know how good that man is. They also know how good Velveteen Dream is. Like I said, Velveteen Dream, by next year, I can see him on the main roster, hopefully doing big things. They don't fuck him up when he gets to the main roster like they seem to do a lot of people when they come from NXT.
Yeah.
But
I can't wait
like
to
I
see
said,
how Jerry and Stephen react to two men that are now on Monday Night Raw under a different repackaging, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Oh my god, yeah.
We don't want to get back into that theory.
Anyway.
And my theory about Kyrie Sane too, which I knew it ever since TakeOver New York prediction videos.
Well,
Hell, I'm the Shane Dawson of wrestling. Just kidding.
Well, you are also the indie experience of No News. We all give you an experience.
Don't remind me of the experience. Yeah, because of the tag team. Yeah. Anyway.
Thanks, Aaron.
Musical. Yes.
Let's talk about. Let's briefly talk about tonight's Cruiserweights Worlds Collide event. So we were treated to 4 great matches that feature not only the Cruiserweights of 205 Live, but the great Cruiserweight caliber type wrestlers of NXT UK, along with a debuting star signed to NXT now. So, Chris, which one was your match of the night out of the 4?
Okay, I like Devlin. I have made it clear on the Tea Party that Devlin is the MVP of NXT UK. I am a big fan of Tozawa. That was my match to me. That was the match I was looking forward to the most. That was the match that I loved the most out of the 4 I saw. Here's my frustration. This is where my rant's going to come in. Okay, we talk about this superstar. We talk about this superstar shakeup, okay? And 205 Live got nobody, okay? They didn't get anybody to have introduced yet. But then we have this event here, and we're showing all these great stars from the UK, okay? They're under 205. It's like that. Hopefully, it's a foreshadowing. But what aggravates me is you got all these guys, and you didn't have one surprise appearance, one guy saying, like maybe a Devlin, for example, coming out there going, hey, I'm here. I'm ready to challenge Tony Nese right now. Something. No, we're just going to show all these guys that are under 205 Live and tease you like, oh, they might be here possibly one day, but then not right now. Come on now. We're supposed to do a shakeup. We had people from NXT come up to the main brand, but you took 2 of 205 Live's biggest stars they had, and you didn't give them any big star. You didn't give them anybody like a Sami Zayn or Rey Mysterio. You didn't give them anybody like that. No. You did this World Collides event, and you didn't give them any of these guys from NXT UK. You didn't give them any of them. Give me a break. Come on, man. This shakeup was ridiculous on that part. You're talking about all 5 brands. I want to see somebody come up here from 205 Live. I want to see something interesting happen. I want to see a Devlin show up. Maybe I want to see a Sami Zayn show up. Hell, I've talked to you about this before, Noah, last week. I want to see someone like Rey Mysterio come back, do a swan song, do a story. Like, I'm going to go back to where it began. I was Cruiserweight champion in WCW. I was Cruiserweight champion when WWE, when it was on SmackDown. He said, I'm here. I want one more run as Cruiserweight champion before I hang my boots up. But I'm going to go up there and work my way up, and I'm going to challenge Tony Nese for that title.
I love all of that. I love all of that fun and all of that passion. And again, I'm just giving it time, but I truly feel like they're going to add somebody to the Cruiserweight division because 205 Live matters, as it was showcased by not only the fact 2 of the biggest stars got promoted, but we got a lot of publicity out of Cruiserweights Collide to WrestleMania Access. With that said, Cindy, your thoughts on Cruiserweights Collide and your match?
It was a pretty good showcasing of the match, and I would have expected, someone from Raw and SmackDown to come to the Worlds Collide just to challenge one of the Cruiserweight stars. And I have to agree with you, Chris. Like, I was expecting, Sami Zayn or even Tyler Breeze to compete against one of the Cruiserweights. Because that was the only person I was hoping that he could come to 205 and capitalize it. Especially, of course, Xavier Woods did, complain on SmackDown. Like, I want talking about Tyler Breeze up, down type of situation, But with that being said, at the same time, I feel like you're just showcasing, up-and-coming talents. Like, everybody's getting to witness to some of the stars from NXT UK, and also one star from NXT that recently got signed months ago, which is Albert Hardy Jr., formerly known as ACH, which, by the way, I did see him twice 2 years ago, but I digress. Anyway, it was a pretty good showcase, even though NXT UK would, and I'm okay about it because I do love me some NXT UK, of course. That's why I'm always on the some appearance on the NXT party, sharing my thoughts and opinions and all that. But my favorite match would have to be the tag team match between, of course, my tag team match, Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews versus Mike Kanellis without Maria and Arya and Daivari, because I was very surprised that Arya and Mike Kanellis did team up, even though Mike did accidentally knock Arya Daivari down the apron.
Don't put it like
I know, it's so funny, and especially that incredible finisher from Mark Andrews doing the Sundog Million, and followed by Flash Morgan Webster's finisher. I forget what's the name. It looks like it's like a kind of like an inboard 450.
It's like a top rope fitting senton to the back. That was brutal.
That was pretty brutal. So that was actually one of my favorite moments of this, and I'm glad, with or without Maria Kanellis, Mike can definitely do it on his own. And, everybody was popping for Mike Kanellis. I was like, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, so overall, that's one of my favorite matches, personally. And my thoughts about, the rest of the match, it was pretty good. Second favorite, I would say, is, of course, the match between Ligero, Grand Metalik by himself without the Lucha House Party, and Albert Hardy Jr., which I'm hoping we could see more of Albert Hardy Jr. in NXT, or maybe additional welcoming to 205 Live, because I feel let's give him a couple months until he'll make his debut on 205 Live. Hopefully they better keep his gimmick as the anime otaku fan, and then that's it. But I have a feeling they're going to change his name, because the name Albert
and a dick.
Yep. And Hardy, similar to the Hardy Boys, that they're going to give him a name change. So I'm not going to be surprised they will give him a name change. But anyway, I would say overall solid. And probably we might going to be going more in depth on the upcoming NXT party review video tomorrow, which I'm probably going to be featuring along with Stefan, Jerry, and Colin Andrews as well. We probably might review some of it, but who knows? It's the general's order, y'all. But yeah.
Yep.
Right, the general. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed tonight, and like I said, I feel like you said, this was a showcase, but also, Chris, it could be a face to come to 205 Live itself, because again, all these men, they are under that weight limit, and they gave us a heck of a show. You had a fun little, I think more of a mental, but it did get physical as well, match between mutual respect among themselves, the Brian Kendrick and Tyler Bate. You have, of course, had all your classic spots with Bop and Bang, the airplane spin, both men psyching each other out with thumbs to the eyes. I thought that was pretty hilarious. Like you do. I can play the same tricks as you. Damn it. Anyway, big boom, rolling Kaplan kick combination. There was springboard close, and of course, Tyler Bate won with the Tyler Driver 97. Fun little opener, in my opinion. Tyler Bate, big, strong boy. If he ever does a singles run, I see him going after Tony Nese for the Cruiserweight title.
Yeah.
If he's still champ.
Exactly. And I just want to add that, Brian Kendrick versus Tyler Bates match, it's kind of like the veteran versus the young stars,
Right. They met each other when they were a lot younger, so obviously they have mutual respect for one another. And you can tell in this match when each man tried to pull off each other's moves and tricks.
Exactly.
And counter for counter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the time match was rather fun. I really am interested how Mike Kanellis was really over. Maybe they remember Mike Bennett. Maybe they remember his Ring of Honor run in Impact. Maybe there's some sort of correlation there with the area, because it was WrestleMania Access where all this was happening.
That's true.
And there were 205 Live chants during this too, which I also respect. And yeah, you had great tandem offense with Mark Andrews and Webster. The one spot where one did like the standing moonsault, and then you had the somersault on, I think it was Hardwired. That was pretty interesting. Both men going over the top rope. And then, when are people going to learn? Don't try and do some sort of weird suplex counter with Mark Andrews. He gets you in a Skunk Dog Millionaire. When are you going to learn that? And then, of
Yeah.
course, you have
They're
the
never
guy
going to learn.
and of course, you got the guy that reminds me a lot of freaking Austin Powers, and I still think should be heel with his black and white Union Jack look in the aviator helmet. Flash Morgan Webster. It's still a fun character to watch all the time. Vicious headbutt, and yeah, creative finish with the moonsault back sent onto the back. And of course, yeah, Ari Daivari and Mike Nelson, the miscue with the super kick. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was a lot of fun, over the top tandem offense, and yeah, the Faces won. And then we had that insane triple threat where we got to see our first showing under the WWE banner for Albert Hardy Jr. facing Ligero and Graham Edley, thus showing how Lucha House Party as singles competitors are really valid candidates to go after the Cruiserweight title, which is why I feel Lucha House Party should stop being like a unit. That's just
Agree.
especially if they're not going to bring tag team titles to the Cruiserweight division, which if you looked at Tom Phillips and English being the commentary for this, I thought they did a pretty decent job. They did talk about and focus how 205 Live only has one talent, but everybody goes for it. Everybody wants it. That's what everybody is there for. And they're trying to outdo each other and trying to be the best. This just tells me that 205 Live is meant to be a singles brand, at least for now, until they build more in-depth tag team division. But yeah, and I thought the triple threat match was insanely fun and insanely brutal. Ligero upper right pectoral /chest. Yeesh! Some of those strikes and super kicks galore. My word! But yeah, in the end, there was over the top rope galore spots. I couldn't write them all down because I was just so in front. I was like, bam! Got messed up. And yeah, Ligero with the win. So good on him. Oh, by the way, botch, when they were talking about trying to impress general manager, I think it was Tom Phillips saying general manager James Drake.
Yeah, he did.
I was laughing.
James Drake, general manager, what?
What? You mean Drake Maverick?
How many Drakes can you think of in WWE besides Drake Maverick and James Drake? Name one more Drake.
At least he didn't say Rockstar Spud. That would have been funnier.
Referee.
What?
Drake Wart's the referee.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The real rep of NXT. By the way,
and the roster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jessica Carr, she did a good job in this match refereeing these three men. Again, NXT, breaking the barriers. And then, yeah, you talk about the main event between the Irish Ace, Jordan Devlin, and Akil Lazar. I knew both these men were going to deliver match of the night to me because both of them are hard hitting. Both of them don't know when to stop. Both of them put out their best moves. Of course, I'm sure Stephanie and Jared are going to talk about the 1-2 classic combo, greatest hits for Jordan Devlin. And Jordan Devlin pulls out the win again with Akira, once again taking too long, missing the top rope senton, eating knees, and then Jordan Devlin does his finisher. I forget what it's called, and he wins. So those are my brief thoughts on Cruiserweights Collide, and I thought it was a really good show, and I could see Tyler Bate, I could see freaking Ligero. I mean, I'm sure they're going to go over to NXT UK with 205 Live during, I'm sure, a SmackDown Live event, and they'll probably get more in depth with NXT UK during a 205 episode there. I could see an open challenge for Cruiserweight title.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping for. But Chris, like you said, I'm just waiting to see how the shakeup fully entails. I feel like they're going to bring at least one more talent into 205 Live within the next couple of weeks. But again, we have to see what's going to happen because obviously they're building towards the next Cruiserweight title match at Money in the Bank.
That's right.
Let's go into our last little topics of the night. Potential additions. Let's talk about the potential additions from NXT that just got signed. So we got Shane Strickland, we got Garza, and we got Kushida. Now, James Hebert, he prayed that Kushida does not go to the main roster when he's done with NXT. He wants him to go to 205 Live. He feared that this would ruin him. We all know Nintendo's Japanese talent.
Lord.
You and Chris, I believe, Christopher Willis, brought up Shane Strickland as potential candidate. And then we got Garza, who I could see tag teaming with Roberto Carrillo. I think they already have in NXT. So out of these three, Chris, what are your thoughts on any of these three joining 205 Live?
Oh my God, I just said his name. I'm going to go brain dead on it. But anyway, so I'm not going to say it right. I'm not going to say it. You say it for me, so I'm not going to say it right.
Kushida.
Thank you, Kushida. I could see him going to a 5 Live. On the other two, I really don't know too much about the other two, to be perfectly honest. So I really can't give you an honest opinion because I really don't know too much about the other two, to be perfectly honest. So I can't tell you right this moment until I learn more about these two.
Okay, but at least you know a bit about the time splitter. And according to what I read, they are allowing him to keep his Back to the Future gimmick and
Yep.
look, and apparently very similar music. I'm looking forward to his NXT.
Me too. Oh my God.
With that being said, Cindy, your thoughts on those three, and do you see any of them coming to 205 Live?
Okay, so if for those of you guys know, Garzai Jr. and he was in Impact Wrestling. Just Shane Strickland, you probably
with his pants off.
Yes. And Shane Strickland, he was on Lucha Underground, of course. And I did see him live recently on one of his final independent wrestling appearance. So I just want to say that.
Nice.
So anyway, digress. I don't see Shane Strickland going to 205 Live. I feel like he's just going to stay in NXT for a little bit and then go to the main roster. I could tell that's going to happen. With Garzai Jr., he's going to be staying in NXT for a bit and then going to 205 Live. And with Kushida, yeah, I have to agree. Keep him in NXT and then please put him to 205 Live because the main roster is not going to be a well fit for him. I mean, he's already been a bigger star already, but like if he goes to the main roster, then you know he's going to lose in a bigger shuffle as well. And so with that being said, I feel that like if Kushida get called up to 205 Live, they should have him booked properly, especially they're going to keep his gimmick like he has in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and that's going to be like a nice finishing touch to everybody who was into New Japan Pro Wrestling. They know who he is. They know it's his credibility and his like accomplishment and accolade.
Oh yeah, he got a list.
Oh yeah, he's going to be doing so well, and I feel that he's going to have like a good potential run in NXT and then possibly 205 Live. So yeah, and regarding with Garzai Jr. again, 205 Live, I would see him tagging with someone, but I don't think he's going to be tagging with Roberto Carrillo because the other person in mind would see Roberto Carrillo tagging with is Raul Mendoza, which he's already growing up on me. So I feel Raul Mendoza is going to be next to 205 Live. Simple as that, Noah.
Interesting. Okay. And on that note, I'm going to close with one more name I propose for 205 Live. Now, I know Kurt Angle. He's an Olympian. Obviously, he would never be like a cruiserweight candidate. But I was looking through the recent shakeups, that were announced in social media. And I was looking at the weights because, of course, you got to qualify under the weight. Now, truth be told, we're bringing like a slower style, but a different dynamic, which 205 Live is all about bringing in international dynamics and stuff like that. When you think about that, there's not a whole lot of U.S. flair on 205 Live besides the Brian Kendrick and Drew Gulak. Let's close with this topic. Cindy, what are your thoughts on Chad Gable being part of 205 Live? Yeah.
My God. Chad Gable, NXT Tag Team Champion, SmackDown Tag Team Champion, and Raw Tag Team Champion.
Yeah.
Man, you know he's going to be losing in the shuffle if Chad Gable end up going to 205 Live,
Yeah.
Because
the only way I could see that happening, and the reason I brought this up, someone proposed, and I'm like, now listen, 205 Live is not just about flipping, but there is a certain dynamic you need if you want to survive even on 205 Live. Because they will eat you out there, because that is, in my opinion, the hardest working brand next to NXT.
Mm-hmm.
The only way Chad Gable could possibly survive on 205 Live is if he's in some weird sort of dynamic slow tag team with someone that can adjust to his style. And Shelton Benjamin, he's over the weight limit. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that because I knew you would get a kick out of that. And Chris, I'm pretty sure you would agree.
Oh, I agree. I don't think he'd be a good fit. I mean, what are you really going to do with him at that point with him in 205 Live? Unless the only possibility I could see is maybe you put him with Drew Gulak, and then I think that just lowers Drew Gulak down. I don't want to see that happen either. So he doesn't fit on 205 Live.
No. And besides, he's already on SmackDown.
Chad Gable, stick to the Intercontinental title picture. I can see you working well in that. But I just wanted to bring that up because someone on Twitter, I forget the name, apologies, brought that up as an idea, and I'm like, okay, so you're asking me about this. I'm like, yeah. Bottom line, no. Chad Gable, 205 Live,
Hard no.
All right, so I'll open the floor to any of y'all. Is there any name you could think of outside of what you already ran about, what you thought about, Cindy? I'll start with you, Cindy. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Is there any name you could think of that you want to see or think would fit on 205 Live?
Well, there's this one person I could think of that already has a showcase on NXT UK, and I feel like he's probably going to be in like an under of 205 live weight limit. Conan Reed's the finest. I know. I can definitely see him in 205 live and possibly bring in like his finest gimmick there, and then have like a
Well, considering he's not doing much with the finest gimmick in NXT,
I know.
that's a possibility. It would definitely be an interesting character to add to the roster.
Yeah.
I'm the finest. That's just enough for you.
With his theme song,
God.
oh my god, I laugh.
That's a good one. Chris, lasting thoughts. Anyone you can think of outside your rant and what we talked about tonight that you could see on 205 Live? Or one?
Maybe Travis Banks.
Oh.
What are you really going to do with him too much? Like I said, you got him feuding with Cassius Ohno right now. I mean, like I said, he had that feud with Devlin, which I'll digress about episode 27. Now, that pissed me off. But like I said, Banks, like I said, I mean, what are you going to really do with him after he's done with Ohno? I mean, he's not really doing anything. Put him on 205 Live. Like I said, let's see what he can do on there.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, the bottom line is this. I feel like the Shakeup is going to still shake things up in at least the coming weeks, and I feel like they're going to add at least one more talent to 205 Live. I'm just curious to see who that's going to be.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I think this has been a fun little edition of 205 Live Matters. So with that said, Chris, Cindy, thank you as always for joining me. A pleasure. Chris, anything you want to plug, and where can people find you?
You can follow me on Facebook at Christopher Edward Mace. Like I said, support the Simple Man Noah's channel here, support Cindy's channel, support Aftermatch Wrestling, NoDQ.com, support the Facebook group, because I can say it because Jerry won't yell at me about saying his stick. But capital ARMBAR exclamation point.
Yep.
So, see, Jerry's not here to yell at me about taking his stuff. So,
We love you, General.
Yeah, we love you, General.
Yeah, Jerry, all good, brother. Even though in the league you try.
Yep, he does. He gets the participation award.
Yeah, well, I got the real deal. Okay. Okay, thank you, Chris. Cindy, anything you want to plug, and where can people find you?
All right. NoDQ.com/Cindy. That's going to take you directly to my Twitter page. Also, make sure to follow me at simply_say_okay on Instagram, where you can find like all the photo arts of landscape and wrestling as I posted, and also past independent wrestling show. If you go to my profile, you'll see it like on the circle. Those are the highlights of past independent wrestling show and WWE shows I've gone to in the past as well. And make sure to follow me at simply_say_okay on my YouTube channel, number one, and then second YouTube channel at Tyson Poppy Production, which both videos are on hiatus because I'm trying to figure out what my schedule, because I'm a busy person in life as well. And do not forget, y'all, make sure to go to NoDQ.com/shirts. That'll take you directly to the Pro Wrestling Tee Store, where you can find all the NoDQ.com t-shirts, like Noah's wearing the current NoDQ.com logo, the NoDQ.com Galaxy t-shirt in the background. Also, I'm wearing the Jeff Meacham's Now See Here's the Thing t-shirt.
I almost bought that.
Okay. Just to support him, because as of right now, he is going through a very hard time. He recently lost a family member not too long ago. So, Jeff Meacham, if you're watching this, my thoughts and prayers and my sincerest condolences to you and your family, Jeff. You have all of us, and we do love you. Anyway, with that being said, make sure to follow everybody on ODQ.com from the NX team, myself, Noah, Chris, Owen, James, Colin, Stefan, and Jerry, and then the rest of NoDQ.com, like Aaron Riff, Virtue, Interstate Kyle, like I said, Jeff Meacham, Greg Cherry. Everybody, like TJS, Jeff, Big G, Son Gokushin, Chris Cass, Caitlin, Aaron, with an E, y'all, David Diaz.
Good clarification.
Yes, and etc., y'all.
All right. Well done, people. Well done. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen,
yeah, and Boston Punk, because he did call me out on one of the No DQ live chat. So Boston, I don't forget. Not
there you
forget.
go.
So there you go.
The No DQ Valks, ladies and gentlemen, the No DQ family and galaxy is vast and large. We all have our different aspects on wrestling, but the bottom line, we're connected by wrestling in some way or form. Look us up, follow us, chat with us, comment us, criticize us. Don't think we won't criticize you back. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm just a simple man and the current No DQ Wrestling Predictions champion, as well as No DQ NXT Team champion, and a lifelong fan of wrestling. So if you want to follow me, you can look me up on Twitter, nodq.com/Noah. It takes you to my Twitter page. If you want to talk or ask anything wrestling, hey, you got me, all right? I'll talk to you about anything wrestling. WWE, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, AEW, and yes, I'm excited for AEW, and I'm giving that a chance. Independent wrestling, support your local independent wrestling folks. Impact Wrestling, hey, Backyard Wrestling, freaking Brendo the Championship told me promotion. I looked at CZW. Like I said, folks, wrestling for everybody. Wrestling comes in many forms. I'll talk to you about anything wrestling. Or, like I said, you can look at my simple YouTube channel here where I drop off monthly WrestleCrate unboxings and predictions for pay-per-views, mostly beyond WWE, mostly Impact stuff right now. I might do more after college. We'll see what's on. You can look at my simple YouTube channel at youtube.com/users/NoFox210. I don't think I need to say anything else about No DQ. Cindy covered everybody and everything. Spotify, shirts, polls, columns, opinions, comments, videos, you name it. No DQ is everywhere, folks, because we love wrestling, and wrestling is everywhere and everything. And as always, as I like to close, support your wrestling outlets big and small, and let's keep growing this wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that, I hope you all enjoyed this 205 Live experience. Damn it. This episode of 205 Live matters. And until next week, where I'm sure things will finally be fully shaken up and maybe settled, I hope you all enjoyed and have a good night.
Cheers, y'all.
And by the way, folks, don't freaking just tune off from 205 Live. Give it a chance.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.